I wanted to do a quick video on not a lot of explanation, but showing how to basically take a Project Gutenberg book and turn it into a PDF that you can use for publishing on KDP. I'm beginning a series of doing that for classics, public domain stories, basically so that you can buy yourself a copy without spending any more than you have to. I'm pricing them just a little bit above the minimum price that Amazon allows. So it's going to be a two-step process. First is getting the text. Second is putting into Word and creating the final the formatted document. I'm not going to get into the cover. I'm not going to get into the uploading of KDP. That's for later. And also, I'm going to be using an existing document, and that document has all of the styles I want. So if you don't have your styles set up, then you're going to have to generate them, and that's covered in other videos. But in fact, they're only only 3 styles you need. A little fine tuning perhaps later, but to get your basic thing done, you need 3 styles. And other than styles, the other 2 things we're going to focus on: section breaks and macros. And I haven't used macros before, and that's the key innovation here that makes it possible to do this very quickly. All right, so the book I'm going to be using is Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte, which has come up in a couple of my stories. But that's the one I'm going to use. I took a peek and I saw that this one is not too complicated. Sometimes the volume on Gutenberg has a lot of bells and whistles. Pride and Prejudice had a ton of them. North and South has a lot. Each chapter begins with a quotation. That makes it harder to do. But I checked, Jane Eyre is not one of those. And so that's what we're going to use. It's going to be pretty straightforward. And so now I'm going to start sharing the screen. First with my browser. And all I'm going to do is do a search here for Jane Eyre Gutenberg. Boom, there it comes up. Jane Eyre, an autobiography by Charlotte Bronte. Just at the HTMLS. This is what it looks like. I'm going to do simply this: Control A and Control C for copying it. Okay, and that's all I need to do with there. Now I'm going to switch to this screen. This is a version of Sense and Sensibility that I did. Okay, this is what the Jane Eyre is going to look like. Okay, and we're going to do it, see how quickly I can get it done. Now, embedded in this document are a number of things, including the headers with the page numbers and the title, and the 3 styles: text, first paragraph, heading 1. That's the only styles I really need. Now, so all I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this, Control A, and then I'm going to hit the right button, copy. I want to copy with the formatting. See how that works. Now what it's doing, it's copying Jane Eyre. There it is, Jane Eyre, an autobiography. Go to the beginning. I got to do this. Oh, shoot. Actually, I should have done this. Hold on, let me do this. Let me just cancel this for now. Let me do undo. I'm going to tell you why I'm doing this in a second. There's Sense and Sensibility. Before I do the saving, I need to save it separately. Otherwise, I may override an existing document. So let me put Jane Eyre. So forget what I did the first time. Now I have a document called Jane Eyre. See it up there. Okay, now I'm going to do it again. Control A, right button, paste options, paste with formatting. Okay, there we have. This is Jane Eyre. This is already done. Now there are a number of things I just need to clear out. You can see come here. This will be an issue later on. Don't worry about it now. Okay. What I want to do is basically get rid of things that often appear. These little things here are Control L. I want to do is a sub search and replace it. So this is to Control little L and replace it with Control little P. Makes life much easier for me down the road. Replace all. Okay, 107 were there. If I have a couple of double returns, I want to get rid of them. Replace all. Not that many, just double check, see any left, fine. Now I'm ready to go. While I'm here, I might as well just change these things here. The headers, the name. As I told you, it's embedded, so it's Jane. Oh, sorry. Did that a little too quickly. Jane, E-Y-R-E, tab it over. Then I want to do, I'm gonna have to change the TE on this, but for now I'll leave it like this. They've got the umlaut on it, but I don't need that yet. Do that later, fine. Okay, there we go. In fact, I'll do that later. Okay, so this is what this document looks like. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this front end stuff because I'm going to start on chapter 1. Okay, and I'm going to ultimately have to tidy up a bunch of things. So that's not my issue now. So let me tell you what I'm doing. Looking at this book, I see each chapter begins with the word chapter and a number, and then paragraph. All of these paragraphs are now ready to go. One last thing, I'm sorry. I want the text, and I've said this before, I want all the text to be in the text style. Okay. Now what it's done is it's gone through and it's cleaned out all of the stuff before. Every paragraph now is in the predominant text style. Okay. It's 13.5, which I don't like. Let me just do this. This is how you change text, how you change the style, change that. Go up here, style, hit the right button, text, update text to match, boom. You see the whole document is now 12 point font. Okay, so now here's where we were. The whole document is, each chapter begins in the middle of text. So here are the things I'm going to do. Number one, I'm going to go to layout, breaks, next page. Boom. Now you notice the header has changed. No header on the first page of a section. Second thing I want to do is go to styles, home, style, heading 1. Remember I mentioned that. Then go down and then go to, sorry about that, ignore that. Go to styles, first paragraph, dropped. That's what each chapter is going to look like. The question is, how do I make each chapter look like this? Okay, and this is the key with using a macro. To use a macro, just have something in the first chapter. You go to view, you go to macros, you go to macros, view macros. You have to just get rid of the existing macro. Yes, close. And then here's what you do. Macro, record macro. What a macro does is simply repeats the steps that you program in. So you type out what you want, you tell it to stop recording, and then it drew it. Then you hit the key again, it'll go it again, again, and again. You can have a whole bunch of macros, but I only want one for this purpose. So I give it the letter A, and you'll see why in a minute. Okay. Now you can see the little tape thing. That means it is recording what I do. And what I want to do is, first of all, I want to go to Control H, chapter, all caps, match case, just in case the word chapter appears in the text. I don't want that. Find next, close this. Thank you very much. Go back one left arrow. Now I'm on the last character of the prior chapter. Layout, breaks, next page. Delete that. I'm doing exactly what I did the first time, except now it's being recorded. Style, heading 1, down 1, style, first paragraph, appear, dropped, boom, go to view, hit the button macro, stop recording. Now, all I need to do when I hit this macro button, because there's only one macro, I hit the macro button and then hit return. Macro button, return. Macro button, return. Systematically going through the novel and How easy it is to format a whole document. Okay. Just keep doing it until it's done. There's one little twist that may occur, and I'm waiting for it to happen. See if it does. I don't know if it is going to happen in this book. And I'll show you how to get around it. It's a little twist in Word. Oh, I've gone all the way through. Now the whole document has been formatted. Okay. Now, all I need to do, there are a couple of things I will need to do. I'll need to have the heading, the front page and whatnot. I want to put a table of contents, but the immediate thing is here. This says this is page 6. I want this to be page 2. So all I need to do is go into the header, page number appears, format page number, start at 1. Okay, so this is what it will look like. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Perfect. So let me go here. Let me get rid of all of this stuff ahead of time. This is a bare bones thing. Curry Bell was the Bronte's publisher back in 1848. Get rid of all of this. Just get rid of. I'm going to put stuff in. I'm going to put a header. I'm going to put a page in talking about Gutenberg. I'm going to have a title page, as you saw with the other one. And while I'm here, I'm going to just break next page, and let me just show you how to put in table of contents. Boom. Generates my table of contents, just like that. Okay. I'll fine tune this with when I convert it into PDF to make sure the pages are right. The other thing I want to do here, I want this to be a little Roman number. So what you do here, you see page number, do the same formatting, and you make it little I. Okay, so that's but you can see that in the text itself, it stays 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, I would, you know, Jane Eyre, subtitle, Jane Eyre, Charlotte Bronte, boom, boom, boom. I'll need to include codes for Gutenberg to give them credit, but I have a style here called center. This paragraph ahead will disappear, and I'll work around it, and I'll have a separate page which will have all that stuff. What I want to do is simply make this nice and big. This is all. Obviously fix that typo, Jane Eyre, typo. Make this big. This at this point you're talking based upon, you know, your eye, how you want to do it. Do you want to do it all caps? Do you want to do it like this? And return here, you know, whatever, however you want to make it look. So you're going to want a page break there, layout break, or not a page break, a next page break. And let's see what happens here. Save, Jane Eyre. Give that a second. Now, one thing you're going to have to do is this is the Gutenberg version. Once it's done, simply go through and you'll see modifications. You'll see, you know, this, where you go into that Word document and you just change this. You would make this, you'd probably do a style for this so it looks consistent. And you just simply go through, you pick up any slight differences. The biggest one you often will find, well, there's more, another quotation, are letters. So you want to format the letters in the Word document, but that's just fine tuning. Everything else, you'll have to figure out what that looks like in the text. Everything is pretty straightforward here, okay? You just again, it's just fine tuning. Stop the share and share screen. Let's see what we got here. And it's still loading. I happen to have Sense and Sensibility here, so you can see what that looks like. This is what I was working on. You know, I clear out blank pages and whatnot, close this. And this is something that would be ready to go into. That's the type of thing I'm talking about. The cover page, table of contents. There we go. This is, as you can see, Sense and Sensibility. Now it's loading. I hope you can see this. Let me stop the share. Let me try it again. Stop the share. Jane Eyre. Here it is. Here you go. This is what it looks like. You go to organize pages because you have to clear out some blank pages and whatnot. But basically, this is a document. Once you make sure your pagination is right, you have these other, you know, front pages. Then this is your. This basically is a document in Jane Eyre that's ready to be uploaded to. Oh, there it is, Jane Eyre. There you go. Charlotte Bronte. Again, I'd have to fix that E, but that's not a problem. This is what it looks like. And so that is a quick and dirty running through the creation of a PDF document for uploading to KDP. And you can use the same PDF for both paperback and hardcover. I use 6x9 for these books for paperback, and it's the exact same size for the inside of a hardcover. And so that's it. If you have any questions, as always, you can just drop me a note. My email address, I'll try to put my email address in the comments. So thank you.